the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Let us start the session with the headlines. To begin with, we have the snippets. China says there is some consensus. There is one word here, consensus. Means what? No difference of opinion. Everyone agrees without any difference of opinion. We use the word consensus, agreement. US seeks $100 million for bridge collapse. Already we have got the word seeks many a time, a simple word, should not be a problem. 46 drowned across Bihar during Jitiya festival. There's one word here, drown. Drown goes with water. Imagine someone doesn't know how to swim, enters a water body, then he goes down, then we use a word, he got drowned, death by drowning. Going bullish on investment in Tamil Nadu. There's one word here, bullish. Bullish goes with stock market. If the stock prices go up, then we say bullish market. Another meaning of the word bullish, to express your views in a confident manner. When you talk about the future in a confident manner, that means you are trying to be bullish. Yes, stock market, you're right. Confident India will look to wrap up series. You all know the word wrapper. Here, wrap up series means win the series. Let us go to the main headline. Government advises Indian nationals to leave Lebanon, mulls naval evacuation. Here there are 2 or 3 words you have to focus on. What is the very first word over here? Advise. Why is it important? Good morning to all of you. Why is it important? There are 2 spellings. One is here V-I-S-E. What is the other one? V-I-C-E. What is the difference? Very good, Manasa. A-D-V-I-S-E is a verb form. Here it is a verb. And A-D-V-I-C-E is a noun form. At the outset, you have to recollect that. Coming to the word leave. Why is it important? There's an important aspect, grammar related. A lot of people say he left to Bombay. That is not correct. He left for Bombay. What are you supposed to say? He left to Delhi. Wrong. He left for Delhi. Leave for. It takes a preposition for, not to. That is important. They have given many a time. The next one, mull. Mull means to think deeply or seriously about something. To take the initiative about something. We use the word mull. And what is the last word over here? Evacuation. Evacuation goes with disasters, natural disasters. Whenever there is a disaster, the people of that region are shifted from that place to a safer area. Then we use the word evacuation, evacuate. 4 words from one headline. A roadmap on Assam Accord by October 25th, Himanta. Accord goes with agreement or contract or a sort of understanding. And roadmap, an important expression. While preparing for competitive exams, you have to know, there are 2 words you have to know. One is, 2 expressions rather. One is roadmap, the other one blueprint. Means what? The plan, clear plan to achieve success. Then we say roadmap, we also say strategy, blueprint. Very good, Nagesh, blueprint. SC grants bail to ex-Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Senthil Balaji, citing delay in trial. 2 words, one is citing, the other one trial. CITE, cite means what? To quote, Q-U-O-T-E, quote. Cite from some source or cite some source means quote some source. And here there's another word, you should recollect, very good, Nagesh. CITE, cite means quote. SITE, site goes with a plot or land. SIGHT, site, All the three words are important, exam point of view. Trial, I have given many a time. Trail, trial, both are entirely different. Trial goes with a court case. The entire process is called trial. And trail, the path you leave behind or the path in the direction in which direction you go, you try to make people know about that direction. That is known as the trail. Leave a trail behind. Karnataka government withdraws general consent to CBI to conduct probe. Consent means approval. Here we have L69 G4 countries seek urgent reform of UN Security Council. All the words are rather easy, not that difficult. Let us go to High Court extends interim protection to Pooja Ketkar. There is one word here, interim. Usually it goes with government. What do we say? Interim government means what? For the time being. You can also think of the word temporary. We have the headline over here. Jharkhand CM readies for assembly poll with 400 crore loan waiver. Looks like at the time of elections, the parties they offer so many things. It looks like part of that. There is one important word. What is that word? Waiver. The verb over here, wave. The phrasal verb, wave off. Usually it goes with course fee or when it comes to loan. Waive off the interest means what? Don't consider the interest part. And imagine there's a brilliant student, the course fee is 2,000, but we charge only 1,000. That means we have waived off 1,000 rupees. It goes with that, an important phrasal verb. Same Pune metro project inaugurated 5 times, says Sule. Same project inaugurated 5 times. That happens sometimes. Let us go to the next one. What do we have? Himachal Speaker serves a privilege notice to BJP MP. There is one important word, privilege. What is the meaning of the word privilege? Privilege means exclusive right. Usually when you take membership, a particular club membership, then as a member you have certain privileges. Means what? Certain exclusive rights. That is an important word. Coming to new pact to be signed between Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh for modified river linking project. New pact means a new agreement, a new understanding, new contract, pact. That's an important word. Opposition criticizes Shinde government over rain mayhem. There's one important word here. What is that word? Rain mayhem. Mayhem means what? Membership as we get offers, exactly, Vishnu. Mayhem means a violent disorder or a violent chaotic situation. A chaotic situation, a violent chaotic situation, violent disorder, we use the word mayhem. An important word you have to remember. Body of minor found in water tank in Bhopal, one arrested. In Kolkata, protests begin to save the city's iconic tram. Protests begin to save the city's iconic tram. I don't know how many of you know, I'm sure many of you know. If you go to Calcutta, a very popular public transport, tram service. Trams they look like buses, but they move on rails. Usually a train moves on rails, but here trams also move on rails and they are part of iconic image of Calcutta. When you think of, you can say rails or tracks also, but tracks has many meanings. A rail, a better word. Who is that? Nagesh, yes, I appreciate. Tram, very popular in Calcutta. So iconic means what? When you think of a particular place, a particular thing stands out, it pops up. Then we say iconic image. Here trams are iconic when it comes to Calcutta. I think they're going to remove tram service. Based on that, protests begin to save the city's iconic tram. Relatives seek security for last rites of accused shot dead by police. There's one important word here. What is it? Rights. You all know the word RIGHT, and what is the spelling over here? RITES, rights. Funeral rites, rites of traditions or customs or practices that go with a particular culture on a particular occasion. Then we use marital rights, also you can say. That's also an important word. Let us go to the next headline, perhaps the last three. Alexander Dunn to get 2024 Sastra Ramanujan Prize. It's about a particular prize. Kerala CM should relinquish home portfolio, LDF MLA. Relinquish means what? To leave, to give up. Relinquish the post means leave that post, give the post to someone else. Relinquish, an important word. Coming to official seize cashew raisins in AP temple. There's one word, I'm sure you all know. What does it mean? Raisins means dry grapes. Dry grapes, we use that word. And cashew, you all know, simple word. Seize means to take something using force, grab something using force. We use the word seize. Yes, dry grapes. VIT's Fest Gravit as 24 to commence today. Goes with college, institutes. Data theft, HC Fiat to Telegram Cloudflare. There's one important word, Fiat. One of the meanings, it means order. HC Fiat means HC order to Telegram and Cloudflare. Nitin Jamdar sworn in as Kerala HC Chief Justice. Telangana officials raise building on Malkapur Lake. A raise. A rage is different, a raise is different. Data, datum, datum, data. Very good, I appreciate. RAGE, rage means anger, a lot of anger. But what is the word over here? A raise, RAZE, means to demolish a building. Then you have to think of important phrasal verbs like pull down, tear down, destroy, demolish. These are the words you have to think of. That's all for today regarding the headlines. So many words to learn and so much to consolidate. Coming to today's editorial, it goes with the judiciary, an important editorial. You have to read twice or thrice to comprehend, a few important words to learn. And let us start with the question, what is the enrichment when you go through the editorial or you attend a particular session that deals with the day's editorial? As usual, you improve your comprehension skill, which is very important. Improve your vocabulary, grammar consolidation, effective English. Unfortunately, today also the last two I could not bring, but doesn't matter, sometimes it happens. Let us start with editorial vocabulary or effective vocabulary. What is the very first word? Yes, pull down, tear down, you can say. Prejudice. The entire editorial is about the judicial officials showing prejudice is something not acceptable and warning them in a mild way not to show prejudice or bias or not to stereotype gender based on gender or religion. It's all about that. First word, prejudice, part of speech, noun. Preconceived opinion or judgment not based on reason or actual experience, often leading to discrimination. Preconceived opinion means what? Already you have a fixed idea, someone is good, someone is bad. That is known as prejudice. And bias means what? Partiality. Based on gender, religion, caste, creed, anything, then it is not acceptable. It's a negative word. Look at the example. The judge was criticized for allowing personal prejudice to influence the verdict. Judge's personal prejudice influenced the verdict. Obviously, the judge gets criticized. What are the synonyms bias, partiality, preconception, discrimination. Antonyms: fairness, impartiality, neutrality. Simple words. Today's editorial is important. Nepotism means you favor your relatives and friends in getting the jobs, in giving the jobs. Imagine you are the CEO of a company or you have power, you are a government official, you give the jobs to your friends and relatives, then we use the word nepotism. That's an important word. Who is this Murthy? Very good. I appreciate that. Nepotism. They have given in competitive exams a few times. Coming to the word, coming to the expression, rap over knuckles. I was talking about today's editorial is important for two reasons. One reason, it deals with the judiciary, not easy to comprehend. You have to read twice or thrice. Second reason, a few important idioms have been used. And the very first one over here, rap over knuckles. We have come across for the first time. What is the meaning? To give someone a mild reprimand or scolding for a minor mistake or offense. There is one word here, a reprimand. What is the meaning of reprimand? A few words you have to recollect. First simple word like scold, then chide, then reprimand, then rebuke. All these words mean the same. Scold, chide, reprimand, rebuke, important words, but mild. To give someone a mild reprimand or scolding for a minor mistake or offense. The teacher gave the students a rap over the knuckles for not completing their homework. Obviously, that's what the teacher does. The students did not do the homework, the teacher will give a rap over the knuckles, means mild scolding. Synonyms: reprimand, scold, rebuke, reproach. Antonyms: praise, commend, reward, approve. Simple words. Misogyny. A lot of people say misogynist. Misogyny, no. Misogynist, misogyny. Means what? Miso, this prefix has a negative connotation. Look at the word, an important word based on that. Misanthrope. Tell me what is the meaning. Misanthrope means what? A person who hates mankind. Misanthrope. And misogynist means what? A person who hates women. And the noun form is misogyny, an important word. Dislike of, contempt for, or ingrained prejudice against women. Some people hate, misanthrope. Exactly. Hatred of the mankind, towards the mankind. And one who hates women, what is the word? Misogynist. Here the noun form. The politician was accused of misogyny after making derogatory remarks about women. There is one important word here, derogatory remarks. Derogatory means insulting. Derogatory comment means insulting comment. That's also an important word. Synonyms: sexism, chauvinism, an important word, this one. You have to know about one combination. Male chauvinist. Have you heard of the word chauvinism? Chauvinism means a feeling that you are superior to others. And male chauvinism means what? Some men think they are superior to women. Then we use male chauvinist, an important word. Discrimination. Antonyms: feminism, gender equality, respect for women. Suo motu. This is a Latin expression, legal term, Latin origin. And suo motu means on its own. Usually a case, someone has to file a case in the court of law, then the process begins, the trial process. But sometimes what happens, the court on its own, looking at a particular scenario or based on a particular incident, may take up the case on its own. Then we use the expression suo motu. Adjective, adverb, Latin legal term, meaning an action taken by a court or authority on its own initiative without a formal request from another party. The Supreme Court took suo motu action to investigate the matter of judicial misconduct. Judicial misconduct, no one has to file a case. The court on its own has initiated the process, the trial process, then we say suo motu. On its own motion, self-initiated. What are the antonyms? On request, on appeal, prompted. Off the cuff. I use this quite often. It goes with public speaking. When it comes to public speaking, usually people go prepared. They write notes, they practice, they rehearse, they go onto the stage, give the presentation. But some people are gifted speakers. On the spot, just like that, they give the speech without any preparation. Then what is the idiomatic expression for that? Off the cuff. We also use words like spontaneous, extempore. It is here. People say extempore, but actually it is extempore. How do you pronounce that? Extempore, spontaneous, off the cuff. Without preparation or thought, spontaneous, impromptu, important word. The speaker delivered an off-the-cuff remark that surprised the audience. Synonyms: spontaneously, impromptu, extemporaneously, ad lib, an important expression you have to remember. Deliberately, premeditated, rehearsed and prepared. And here a common error, usually people say have stage fear. Stage fear is not correct. You have to say stage fright, not fear. Stage fright. Meaning is the same, but you have to say I have stage fright, not stage fear. That you have to know. Stereotype. Usually stereo goes with music, but here a different meaning altogether. Stereotype means what? General opinion, generalizing. You see someone and put a stamp, put a label, or you see a particular gender. Men are like this, women are like this. Some people of a particular region are like this. That means you are trying to stereotype, you are trying to generalize without any evidence as such. A widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing. It is important not to stereotype people based on their nationality or gender. Some people say Indians are like this, South Indians are like this, Americans are like this, North Indians are like this. For that we say stereotyping. What are the synonyms? Generalization, cliche, conventional image. Antonyms: originality, individuality, diversity. Someone has mentioned cliche. Who is that? Nagesh. Very good. Trying to generalize, broad general statement, cliche. But better expression is what? Stereotype. Don't try to stereotype people based on gender, religion, caste, creed. That's all about editorial vocabulary. Now let us go to the editorial. How does it start? What is the stimulus? Judge and prejudice. It's all about the stimulus here. A particular judge of Karnataka High Court said something that is not acceptable, and based on that, judge and prejudice on conduct in judicial proceedings. There's one word here. It can be a noun, it can be a verb, it can be an adjective. As a verb, we say conduct. They have conducted the program well. But as an adjective, conduct certificate. His conduct means what? His behavior. Here it goes as a noun, as an adjective. On conduct in judicial proceedings. What is the main idea? Judicial officers. Who are judicial officers in this context? The judges must be mindful of language that reveal bias. Must be mindful of your language. Means what? Think twice before you say something. Be careful about the language you use. Here it says the main idea, judicial officials or judges should be mindful of the language they use. Means they should be careful about the language they use when it comes to the stereotyping or showing bias or prejudice, any of these that reveal bias. I'm surprised about one thing. Here we are talking about language, and the sentence is in present tense. We should affirmative form, we should add S or ES to the verb. But surprisingly, you don't see. It should have been not reveal, it should have been reveals. Judicial officers must be mindful of language that reveals bias, not reveal. I'm rather surprised. Could be. There's a possibility. Who is that? Nagesh. Trying to defend the Hindu paper. Very good. I appreciate that. The Supreme Court of India has wrapped judges over the knuckles. This is all about judges of different states. Recent one, Karnataka, earlier, I think Chandigarh, Haryana and Punjab. And reprimanding the judges, or here wrap the knuckles. The Supreme Court of India has wrapped judges over the knuckles means what? Scolded mildly, reprimanded in a mild manner, asking them to restrain. They take the preposition from, to hold, to control, to stay away. Refrain from making casual observations that reveal their communal bias or misogyny. The Supreme Court has told the judges of different states in a mild manner, criticized or reprimanded, saying that they should be careful when it comes to using the language that goes with prejudice or bias or something like misogyny. Communal bias or misogyny. Judicial proceedings are live streamed in some courts across the country with a wide reach beyond the four walls of a courtroom, and the top court was firm that judges and everyone in the judicial fraternity. Fraternity has two meanings. One meaning, brotherhood, but here judicial fraternity. The second meaning of the word fraternity, people with similar ideas or people who belong to a particular profession, we use the word fraternity. For example, medical fraternity, and here legal fraternity or judicial fraternity. What it says, in some cases, the trial process is streamed live across the country. That means they go outside the four walls of the court. And based on that, the judges have to be careful when it comes to using the language. Judicial proceedings are live streamed in some courts across the country with a wide reach beyond the four walls of a courtroom, and based on that, and the top court was firm that judges and everyone in the judicial fraternity must be aware of the responsibility and act accordingly. Once the judicial proceedings go outside the four walls of the court and they are streamed live, when they reach across the country, every nook and corner, the judges have to be careful regarding the language they use. Not only the judges, all the fraternity of the judiciary. The heart and soul of judging is to be fair. This is an important expression. What is the bottom line? What is the most important thing when it comes to judging? There's only one word, that is being fair. Fair means what? Proper, just, impartial. The heart and soul of judging is to be fair, it observed, and noted that judges must strictly adhere to the values laid down by the Constitution. The Supreme Court has said the judges or the judicial fraternity should adhere to. Whenever we come across adhere to, I tell students stick to, and goes with comply with. Very good, Nagesh. Comply with rules and regulations, we say adhere to, stick to. Here, adhere to what? The values laid down. The moment you see laid, you have to become alert and you have to think of two important verbs. I've given many a time lie, lay, lain. Lay, laid, laid. First one has two meanings lie, lay, lain. To be in the horizontal position while relaxing. The other one, to be in a particular state for a long time. But lay, laid, laid, to put something down. That goes with eggs, things, babies, foundation stone, rules, regulations, roads, all these. Here, values. Values laid down by the Constitution, that is one thing. All the judges and the judicial fraternity should adhere to the values laid down by the Constitution and not be guided by prejudice. They should not be guided by prejudice. They have to follow or stick to or adhere to the values laid by the Constitution. Obviously, it is expected. Taking suo motu cognizance, there is one expression here. Suo motu on its own. Cognizance means what? To be aware of. Cognizance. Taking suo motu cognizance of video clips. This is actual stimulus. Featuring Karnataka High Court Judge V. Srishananda and his sexist comments to a woman lawyer on two separate judicial proceedings. What is the actual issue? Karnataka judge made sexist comments against a woman lawyer not once, twice during the judicial proceedings. Against that backdrop, the Supreme Court has come up with all these things. Who is that judge, Srishananda, and his sexist comments to a woman lawyer on two separate judicial proceedings? A 5-judge special bench headed by Chief Justice of India, CJI, D.Y. Chandrachud, observed in its order on Wednesday that off-the-cuff remarks by judges would show them in a negative light. We can also say bad light, and impact the entire judicial institution adversely. A particular bench of 5 judges headed by the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, said, if the judges use a language that is not acceptable, that reflects or shows or reveals prejudice or bias or stereotyping, that throws a negative, it shows the judges in a bad light or negative light and makes a negative impact, adverse impact on the entire judicial system. There are two dimensions over here when they use that sort of language. One, shows the judges in a negative light, important expression, and also impact the entire judicial institution adversely. Adverse means what? Negative, unfavorably, negatively. On a previous occasion, one more example. On a previous occasion, the Karnataka High Court judge, the same judge, had referred to a Muslim-dominated locality in West Bangalore as Pakistan. It seems that judge, on some other occasion, Bangalore has Muslim pockets. He referred to a particular Muslim pocket as Pakistan. The court has not accepted, the Supreme Court has objected to that. Stern note means very strict note. The bench took a stern note, means what? Stern means a strict, stern action, strict action. The bench took a stern note of that remark as well, contending you cannot call any part of the territory of India Pakistan. This is fundamentally wrong under the Constitution. Any part in India cannot be called Pakistan. That goes against the spirit of Indian Constitution. Strict, that's right. This is all about the first part, I suppose. Let us go to the second part. And what is the reaction of the judge for the Supreme Court's, the Supreme Court has reprimanded, and what is the response of that particular judge? The judge apologized after suo motu notice and calling it a contrite apology. The top court said it was concluding the proceedings, but not before making several observations in open court. The judge apologized, and based on that, the Supreme Court has decided to wind up the case. But before that, the Supreme Court came up with certain observations. What are those observations? In fact, Attorney General R. Venkatramani and Solicitor General Tushar Mehta had advised the court to hold the procedure in-house so that its remarks are not misrepresented on social media later. These two judges, the Supreme Court judges, and also one Attorney General, the other one Solicitor General, they had advised, past perfect, active voice, the court to hold the procedure in-house so that its remarks are not misrepresented on social media later. But the Supreme Court of India, the Chief Justice of India, did not accept and said something. Let us see what it is. To this, the CJI, Chief Justice of India, quipped, the answer to sunlight is more sunlight. The answer is not to close out doors and shut out everything. Those two judges wanted the proceedings to be in-house, not to be streamed. To that, the Chief Justice of India said, the answer to sunlight should be sunlight, and we should not do things inside. Let them be open, let them go out. Nothing wrong with that. Last month too, the court had cautioned a judge of the Punjab and Haryana High Court to stop making random, unwarranted. Random means what? Not systematic. Unwarranted means unnecessary. Unwarranted, not required. Unnecessary remarks. Unwarranted. Told the judge of the Punjab and Haryana High Court to stop making random, unwarranted remarks during proceedings. One more, in 2023, the court released a handbook to combat gender stereotyping within the judiciary. Here, the judiciary, very important, I have told many a time. Before any government body, we have to use a definite article, the executive, the legislature, the judiciary. And the court has come up with a book. In that book, the list of gender-biased terminology or words and suggested they should be avoided and provided alternative expressions. In 2023, the court released a handbook to fight gender stereotyping within the judiciary, aiming to assist the legal community in identifying, understanding and combating stereotypes about women. It came out with a glossary of gender unjust terms. It has listed out gender unjust terms and told them to avoid those unjust terms, suggesting alternative words or phrases to be used while drafting pleadings as well as orders and judgments. It is imperative, means what? It is important, it is crucial, it is vital for court officials to be gender sensitized. Being court officials, being judges, they should be gender sensitized. It is a prerequisite. The judicial ecosystem must run without any bias towards any community, obviously. The judicial ecosystem has to run without any prejudice, without any bias. Stereotyping any person on the lines of gender or religion will perpetuate. Perpetuate means a spread. Perpetuate what? Harmful inequalities, and carriers of justice, means the judges, should be mindful of this at all times. The main idea is being reiterated. The carriers of justice, who are they? The judges, they should be mindful of the language they use all the time, at all times. They can't afford to break that. It ends on the same note, the main idea being reiterated. Now let us go to the questions to test your comprehension skill as well as listening skill. What was the primary issue that prompted the Supreme Court to take suo motu action in this case? Ethics, language, Vishnu. Corruption, delayed, sexist and communal remarks made by a Karnataka High Court judge against a woman lawyer. Answer is C. What did the Supreme Court say is the heart and soul of judging? What is the heart and soul of judging? What is the bottom line when it comes to judging? Adherence to court procedures, ensuring quick verdicts? No. Being fair and unbiased. The key word here, being fair. No. How come the second option? Answer is, what did the Supreme Court say is the heart and soul of judging? Heart and soul of judging is being fair. Only one word you have to think of. Which one is that? Being fair. Answer is C. What approach did the Supreme Court suggest in response to the Attorney General's and Solicitor General's advice to handle the matter in-house? They recommended in-house proceedings. To that, the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, quipped, saying that the answer to sunlight is the sunlight and everything should be open and should go out. It is not behind the closed doors broadcasting proceedings to the public. Answer is B. Broadcast the proceedings to public means let them go out. You don't try to hold, you don't try to do in-house. Shutting down, not correct. Filing, not correct. What was the purpose of the handbook released by the Supreme Court in 2023? Supreme Court in 2023 released a handbook. In that handbook, the list of glossary, list of gender biased terminology, and they wanted that terminology to be avoided and suggested alternative expressions to be used while dealing with the cases. Educate judges? No. Combat corruption? No. Address gender stereotyping within the judiciary. Answer is what? C is the answer. Exactly. What did the Supreme Court emphasize regarding the stereotyping of individuals based on gender or religion? It should be avoided at all times. It is permissible? No. Minor? No. Cannot be eradicated? No. So what is the answer? Should be avoided all the time. The judicial fraternity should keep in mind gender bias or prejudice or stereotyping should be avoided at all times. A is the answer. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. Have a nice day. And after the session, we'll provide the PDF. Try to access the PDF and go through important idioms. Today's editorial, you should read twice or thrice to comprehend and also try to learn and remember the important idioms. Thank you very much.